Hey guys, how's it going? It's Python. Welcome back to some more Haikyu Fly High. Hope you're doing well. And today I wanted to talk a little bit about the 4 best units on JP, or the 4 best upcoming units for global, in my personal opinion. It's 4 of the 5 most used characters on JP as well, on the top 20 video that we did last month and the month before that, and even the one before that. A lot of these guys are ever present, with, obviously I'm not gonna count the 5th one that I said, which is Oikawa, but I'm gonna hop on the team builder here. These are the 4, obviously, Hoshimi Hirugami, as well as Kenma and Liev. It probably says the best on the title, but it really very much depends on your team. However, based on the amount of teams that you can build with these guys on there, you can make that argument for sure. But the reason why these guys are so good, in my opinion, and you know, I'm making this video, I'm not including Oikawa on the list, more so for the people that maybe missed out or skipped the school festival trio, or maybe are a bit lost, maybe don't have enough gems. I think that from this time that I'm making this video, there is a very good amount of time until these guys drop. Again, you never know how the global devs are going to be. Maybe they might switch things around or something. But I don't think so, to be honest. So I think there's a very good amount of time until these guys come out, so you can plan towards, you can save towards it, and plan a good team with these 4 units that are incredible, even without any dupes, by the way. Yes, SR4 Hoshimi with Oikawa is incredible. It's probably the best combo in the game, but it's not necessary for Hoshimi to be SR4. He's still ridiculous even without any dupes. And the reason why these 4 are so good, or these 2 pairs are so good, should I say, is because of their bonds. Their bonds are 2 of the best in the game, maybe the 2 best in the game when you consider how versatile they are. You know, like maybe a different bond is more important to its own niche or to its own team specifically, but if you're going how good they are overall across every single bond in the game, these 2 have the most value. Definitely the winter sports one is the first one, in my opinion. When your lineup specialty counters the opponents, which is always, it should be always, you should always play, when you're going in peak challenge, always play against type advantage. Obviously you can beat teams if you don't have it, you can lose to teams even if you have it, but you want, more often than not, you want to have the type advantage. No, not more often than not, always you want to have the type advantage. Your player's basic stats increase by 15, which is incredible, and the winter sports player's basic stats increase by an additional 20, which is ridiculous, and makes Hoshimi Hirugami that much stronger. That's a 35% basic stat increase, which is just silly. And this is the best bond in the game, in my opinion. And this one's also really good. The only reason is because, let me read it first. Your player's awareness and reflex increase by 20%. When your receives are perfect, all your players' receive power increases by 30 of their receive stat. Spike power increases by 10% of power attack and quick attack stats up to 5 stacks. And your players with quick attack skills gain the skill to perform a receive with 200% of the receive stat. Now, the reason why this isn't as good as the last one is just because awareness and reflex doesn't work well with the twins. But anything else, it's just completely fine, which is why these 2 are, in my opinion, the top 2 bonds in the game. And these 4 units, even individually, but put together especially, are so good. And I think, especially if you're missing out on skill resonances, which again, for me, I'm going for dupes here and there. I've got multiple accounts, so I can get every character anyways. But if I didn't, I would... For me, the fun that I have is trying to get as many characters as possible rather than duping them out. I don't really care as much about that. For me, it's just more fun trying to collect my favorite characters, and a lot of them, trying to have as many as possible. So even without dupes, these guys are incredible. So I want to talk about certain teams, because if you look at the number here, we have 106 power attack. The block team is 1 away from being active. The quick attack team is 1 away, and the receive team is 3 away, including the libero. So you can build 3 teams, and even though we are the furthest away from the receive, it is, in my opinion, the best possible receive team to make, including these 4. The other 2 would be, in my opinion, Yamamoto. Here you would have maybe Komori. Okay, or the first or second Nishinoya. We'll talk about the second Nishinoya in a moment. I'm sure you know where we're going with that. And then for the final one, there's a bunch of options. You can obviously go with Tanaka, and you have the receive active. You could go with Sakusa, and you have the receive active. Maybe you already have Sakusa, that's really good. But in my opinion, the best option here would be Kura. And this is an option that we're seeing a lot on the top JP teams. Where the hell is Kura? There he is. We're seeing this a lot on the top JP teams. And the only bond that we get here is obviously we get this one between Yamamoto and Kenma, and it's a decent bond. It's not as great as the other two. Now the other two, the reason is because they affect the whole team. There's a bunch of bonds that don't affect the whole team. There's a lot that affect only the players in said bond, like this one for example. But the reason why these two are so good, the Winter Sports and the Tournament one, is because they affect the whole team on pretty significant things, not niche or specific in a certain way. And the Nekoma School bonus, of course, gives you 15% receive. Obviously, if you have Sakusa here, you're gonna get a better bond because you already get 20%, and Sakusa and Komori individually improve. So it's a better, you're better off with bonds if you go with Sakusa. But I think Kura's just a better unit in general. I think he's a good blocker, and I think him in the front row with Hirogami, they really help each other out a lot. By being both in the front row, we can have Liev at the back swapping out with Komori, even though Liev with another blocker in the front row is also really strong. But I think that this, in my personal opinion, you can rotate it around a little bit. Maybe this would be the best rotation, or this, I don't know. Yeah, I think this is, for me, the best receive team in the game as of now in JP, and is one that you can easily plan towards because Kura's rerun should be after Tsuki's, right? It's after Tsuki, so it should be the one after the next one. So this team is very much doable, and you can switch it around. You can go for Tanaka if you want, you can go for Sakusa if you want. It's completely fine, but I think Kura, since he's been out, a lot of people maybe have him already. He's very good. He's still very good in the game. I just think that there's just slightly better options, but he's still really good even by himself. He gives you the Nekoma School bonus, which is just a nice added plus to him. Obviously, that is for me, the most valuable best team, because I think the best power attack team variation in the game, as well as the best quick attack team variation in the game, kind of lock you into that one playstyle. I think a lot of players that you need for those playstyles are only power attack and don't really, or only quick attack, and don't really help you as much when it comes to tags for other skills. So you kind of have to give up bonds to make up for it. But in my opinion, this is great, and it gives you the block playstyle as an added bonus. So for me, this is the best receive team and one of the best block teams. We'll get to block in a moment, but for me, next up, what I wanted to talk about is quick attack. Quick attack is just the Jazz Trio. Now, obviously, I've talked about this team for a while. I've talked a bit about the Jazz Trio when it comes to Hoshimi Hirogami, and instead of Kenma Liev, the ideal best quick attack team would be the Twins, which again are upcoming, but that's, you're putting your eggs in one basket a little bit. Once again, this team does give you the access to a block team as well, so it's another very good option for you. You hit 5 on the quick attack as well, which gives you that extra percent bonus when you're playing type advantage, which you want to do. So having 2 playstyles is really helpful for that, but without many dupes. I think the Jazz Trio doesn't really need dupes, but I think they really excel a lot at dupes. Nishinoya SR2, Hinata SR4 especially, and Kageyama SR2 or SR4 is fine. So yeah, I think there's a long time until they come out though, so that's another thing. The Jazz Trio do come out much later, so maybe if you want to build this team, go for it. It's not as good with Kenma and Liev as it is with the Twins, but again, because these 3 come out so much later, you can have this in the meantime, right? So you have a receive, you have a block, and you have a quick, and it's just so nice, and there's a lot of value in it for these 4 units, as I was saying earlier. For the final one, I do want to talk a little bit about the block, because again, I do think this might be the best block variation in the game, and it's this one with the new Futakuchi and Aone. Now, you can leave them out. Obviously, Kogan is there as an option as well, and you can have any Libero you want, really. I think having Kenma and Liev is better than having Kogane. You could go for Kogan instead of Kenma, but I just think Kenma is just better. So in my opinion, you have the extra 5% here as well, instead of the 4 that you would have if you went with Kuro and Yamamoto. Again, a long time until these two come out. Is it necessary? Not really. If you build any of the other two, you still hit block, but this is just more emphasizing the block teams. And also you can build other block variations without Kenma and Liev. You could go for Oikawa and Iwa, and you can have a block and power attack team that I was talking about before. You can go for Kogane and Tsuki. You could that's a bit more all out, or Kogane and Kura maybe. That's a bit more all out because you hit you hit 6 out of 6 on the block, and you have a couple of more bonds in there because obviously you have Kogane's bond and you have Tsuki's bond with Kogan, which helps a lot in the serve, with your serves, which is quite nice. But I still think this is probably the best. It's arguable, it's very much arguable, but I do think this is still probably the best block team in the game going forward. So the value with these 4 units is incredible. They are so good even without any dupes. I would suggest this team is worth it. It is not coming out, you know, anytime soon. It's not super soon, but it is coming out in a period where even if you don't have that many gems, that many resources, or if you feel like you missed out on the school festival trio, or if you just started, which again the game's been out of you know, out of the Play Store when it comes to global. It's not been accessible for quite some time, so it's difficult. And here for Yamamoto, by the way, I did say it before on my memory video, but Sakusa's memory here works incredibly well for him, and you can dupe it out obviously with the free ones that you can get from the 3v3 event. No event, sorry, 3v3 PvP. So Yamamoto's one would be the same as Sakusa. So yeah, that's it. I do think these 4 units have a lot of value in them. Again, we never know what's gonna come next. Maybe they're gonna do a you know, a second variation or a third variation of someone. I doubt it, but yeah, I think these 4 have a lot of versatility in them. Oshimirogami more so than Kenma and Liev, but Kenma and Liev are just so strong with their bond especially, and they just work well in anything, not just receive. You would imagine it would be just receive because of Kenma, and he's really strong in that regard, obviously. I think on JP he's been patched now so that he doesn't change a bad receive to perfect all the time. He only changes it once per rally, like it's supposed to work. So it's not as broken anymore, but still, Kenma is so good. He's so good, and it works really well with Liev and with everybody else. And of course, I don't really need to say much about Hoshimirogami. But yeah, that's it. These were the teams that I wanted to talk about, kind of, you know, because a lot of people maybe missed out on the school festival trio. Maybe they feel like they're a bit lost on what to do. Maybe they just you've committed to a bunch of random SPs here and there, random URs here and there. Maybe you spent too much on the URs and you haven't saved up for SPs. So I'm gonna tell you, like, just relax. Even if you have no gems at this moment in time, you can probably save enough to build this team or any of the teams that I showed in this video. So yeah, and for Komori, I mean, there should be UR select boxes at some point, or Komori reruns, or obviously, if you have the first Nishinoya, you can go for an SSR, you can go for Yaku at the moment as well. It's fine until you get Komori, or until you get the second version of Nishinoya, if you want to wait all the way for the Jazz Trio. But yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully this video helped you out, because these 4 units are absolutely everywhere on JP, together with Oikawa. But as I said before, this is more so if you missed out the school festival trio. Oikawa's rerun is going to be quite a while until we get it. So maybe, hopefully, this helped you out. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.